Hey guys, my name is Maiira. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I am going to be showing you how to make chamoy that is watermelon flavored, also known as Chamoy De Sandia. It is absolutely delicious and I really hope you guys like it. I will be going over a few of the ingredients that you will need. The other ones I will show you as we go along. You're going to need some chamoy and Miguelito. Now, I don't like making recipes that you can't make and things are hard to find, which is the case for Miguelito. There is a link through Amazon that I will try to leave down in my description box, and I'll give you an option in case you can't find it. You don't have to use it. You're also going to use pulparindo. You can find this at the Walmart in the Hispanic section, and we're using the original. You also need some water, sugar, and powdered sugar. In case you're not familiar, powdered sugar can also be named confectioner or icing sugar. It is the same thing, so if you have that, go ahead and use it. You will also need a watermelon. Now, my watermelon is not the sweetest, as you can tell on here. Usually the sweet ones look really red and delicious. This one was not it, but it doesn't matter. We can still go ahead and use it. I'm going to go ahead and use 2 cups of the watermelon and setting it aside for later. Before I forget, make sure to cut your 2 cups of watermelon pieces into cubes. I find it much easier when making this recipe. First thing you want to do is turn your stove to medium heat, and I am going to be pouring 1 cup of water. I'm going to be adding 1 cup of my pure cane sugar to the water. I'm going to be doing the same thing with my powdered sugar and adding 1 cup to the water. Now that both of my sugars are in my pot, I'm going to go ahead and stir it to make sure everything gets dissolved. You're also going to need dry apricots, and I found these at Walmart in their nut and cracker section, just in case you can't find them. They're kind of hidden, but I am only going to be using 5 or 6 of these. Now that my watermelon is cut in cubes, I'm going to go ahead and add it to the mixture. Make sure you let your watermelon boil before you go to the next step. While we have our mixture boiling, I'm going to go ahead and unwrap 5 pulparindos. And here I'm just giving you a close-up of the pulparindo just in case you're not familiar with it. I'm going to put my mixture at a low heat and adding my pulparindo. You can also cut it into pieces if you feel that makes it easier on yourself. I honestly don't feel like it makes a difference. I like to give my mixture time to actually cook and get all of the flavors mixed in. I don't like to put anything on high heat because we are working with a lot of sugar and it will actually burn it. I'm also going to be adding 1 lime. Now that our pulparindo and our lime are in here, make sure to constantly stir. It not only helps your pulparindo dissolve a little bit better, but it helps things not stick. Like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't take a whole lot for these candies to dissolve, so once they're this size, you're ready for the next step. As you can tell, our watermelon and apricot pieces are about the same size. They haven't really changed, but what we wanted is to incorporate the flavor into our mixture, so that's why we're letting it boil. And now we're going to go ahead and add it to the blender. Any big chunks that you have, go ahead and add, and then I will show you what to do next. Should look like, and make sure not to turn off the stove. Leave it at a low heat. Before blending, we're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of chamoy. I have a Blendtec blender, just in case anyone is wondering. This usually blends very well, and I don't need to use a straightener or sedazo, whatever you want to call it. But in case your blender is not the best blender, it doesn't matter, just use one of these when pouring. I'm going to skip this step because mine does not need it. We're going to go ahead and stir once again because we added something new, and we're going to leave this in the stove for 5 minutes and then turn it off. This is the optional step that I had mentioned earlier. In case you can't find Miguelito, you can do chile en polvo. My mother-in-law sent me this from Mexico. They also sell it at Walmart in their Hispanic section. They have mild or hot, and you can do either or, whatever you feel comfortable with. I am adding Miguelito to mine, and I'm going to be adding half a cup. But if you don't find the Miguelito, then you can just do a full cup of the chile en polvo, or you can do half a cup if you don't really like it a lot. Don't worry, do whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm adding my mixture into a different bowl just to help it cool off a little bit faster, and I want to make sure it's warm when I add my Miguelito so it can help it dissolve. Now, in case anybody asks, I wouldn't suggest just doing Miguelito. Definitely add some chili to it because this gives it the spiciness that we need. And as you can tell, it's not going to completely dissolve into your mixture, but it's fine. I feel like it gives it more of that spicy kick to it. Once everything is mixed in, this is what it should look like. Now you're not completely done. You need to go ahead and let this cool off, put it in the fridge, and leave it there overnight. That's probably the hardest part about this whole recipe, letting it rest before you can actually eat it. But this is going to help you with the consistency. So before I go ahead and show you a real quick way to use this, you can see the consistency. Much thicker, and it is perfect. You can use it around your beer, you can use it on fruit, you can use it on anything that you want. So that's the consistency, and then this is how much I got from all of that. There is nothing like added or taken away from this, so this is the amount that you get, and it's quite a bit, to be honest. It is definitely worth it. And if you notice, you don't really need to spend a whole lot to make chamoy. It is very easy to make, and it tastes like watermelon and chili, and it is so delicious. I'm just going to show you a real quick way of how you can use your chamoy. This watermelon that I had wasn't really sweet, but I feel like this chamoy made it taste even more like watermelon. It gave it that spicy kick to it, and it was just delicious.